Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at a couple of day trades today and a couple of swing trades. We've opened one new position and I believe we closed two. So we're going to take a look into that. And we have ASX here. So the exchange had a bad financial report, obviously. That puked. Wow, what is that? 13%. Now, ASX is on my permanent do not trade list. I find this stock trades like dog shit. I didn't even open the chart. I didn't even look once until end of day. Right at the end of the day when someone pointed out like, hey, ASX looks really good. I'm like, fuck, it does look really good. So, I've got a couple of stocks on my permanent do not trade list, like Webjet and Qantas really should be on that list as well. But yeah, just beautiful breakdown, break, retest, and puke. Just a sensational day. And you know what I said the other day? What happens with range breaks? Sometimes they line up, actually a lot of the times they line up with VWAP, and you end up with the most fucking A+ gold standard short of all time. Not financial advice, please don't tell ASIC. So just absolute gold standard. And this is a prime example of a stock with high liquidity and high volatility, respecting levels, right? Range break, retest, VWAP, everything's just clean as fuck. So you need a real high liquidity day for the intraday technicals to really be respected like this. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. It is a work of art. I could print that shit on a wall and hang it. We have WHC today. So I'll bring up the daily first. So as you guys know in my video yesterday, I couldn't understand for the life of me why it rallied 8.7%. So I feel a little bit vindicated with the market today just around 11:30 when this breakdown happened. I was chopping around. I actually wasn't expecting too much, and then eventually did puke it. And I did catch on a bit late. I caught about maybe 18, 20 ticks as it puked it. And yeah, that's all she wrote. Really happy with this. It's still well in the green. I mean, that's up 5%, I think. Yeah, 5.3, and that's down 5 from the highs, I think. Yeah, 5.5. Perfect. So I'm glad market corrected itself. My views, my analysis from yesterday, I think the market caught on, perhaps. I'm not sure. So that's sentiment driven. I think this is like a reality correction. Mind you, all coal stocks kind of did the same thing, So we're going to take a look at the swings. ELD is the first one. This gap down, and I just had to bail out of most of the position on match. I didn't know what was happening here, why the gap down, but it is what it is. It wasn't looking good, and it puked it. So puked it, bounced, and I had to cut. I had to cut the rest, so an extra 4 ticks off, and cut it. So still well in the green on this one. We'll take a look at the daily, what it looks like for ELD. So that's a straight puke. It's not looking great. My expectation in the next couple of days is if I were to get back into this, it either goes green tomorrow or it stagnates in a little doji and then it sort of recovers. So I would not really be crash hot in getting this tomorrow on strong volumes. I would be open to getting it at the bottom of this pivot, 577. I'd be okay with that, 577. Maybe a starter at 579. I did try getting it today because it did sort of bottom out and it was chilling. There wasn't any like huge pukes. It was kind of defending a level here at 580. I'm guessing it was this sort of this level here that it was defending. I was hoping to get a little bit lower, get a starter position, get a feel for it. But we'll wait and see tomorrow how that goes. So still ended up green on this, just not as green as I was hoping for. So my goal, I know I mentioned these as swing trades. Maybe these are like a hybrid between swing trades and day trades, because I know a lot of people here would be like, oh, it's a swing trade, so I'm going to rebuy this retest, hold on to my position, and then wait for the next leg up. No, I don't have time for that. I want the initial break. I want to size in, and I want to get out on the initial push. I don't want to wait for the full setup, whatever that may be. I'm not interested. I just want to get the, not necessarily A+, but definitely an A- equivalent of a setup, right? Even B+, I'll dip my toes into to get the push, right? I want the push. And if that lasts a day, so be it. If it lasts 2 days, fantastic. If it lasts 5 to 7 days, fucking brilliant. But I don't hold just for the sake of, well, I didn't hit my target. No. If I see weakness, I get the fuck out. We have SFR. Now this was perfectly fine. I actually am surprised it went as green as it did today. It was choppy, very choppy in the morning. I kept my eye on this one. I was concerned it might break to the downside. It didn't end up doing that. I mean, by a cent or something like that, but you know, no proper structural breakdown. It was fine. It traded in a range. It didn't trade below yesterday's low or anything like that. So after a bit of chop halfway through the day, it rallied. Keep in mind, there was news that the US struck Iran with some missiles or some their mine layers or whatever. So it did feel a bit shaky in the morning session on ASX, just across the board from the stocks that I was looking at. And that is part of, I assume, why ELD gapped down, and why I assume HMC also was looking really rough in the opening sort of session. I'm just going to turn off VWAP for a sec. Make it look a little cleaner. Maybe 3-minute chart, make it look a bit better. Yeah, so this was, I don't know how to explain it. Just nasty to look at in the morning. So there were high volume pukes. So puke number 1, puke number 2, and mind you, these green candles that you see here, the volume candles, they were low volume recoveries into high volume sells. So the bid was getting smashed. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 fucking times. So yeah, I ended up covering the stock. So I ended up making like 2.5 ticks average. So yeah, I was really disappointed. And then when it bounced again, I ended up getting a short. As it came off, I saw the high volumes. I was like, okay, well, it's going to be concerning if it doesn't actually puke to the downside, and it just, you know, trends back up. And I'm like, okay, I think I dropped a tick or something. I don't know. I basically paid commission on this one. This was really unusual, really unusual price action. It was heavy bid hitting. Sure, there were reloads, but the I don't know, this was very bizarre. You just see how it wicks down so much. A 5-tick wick on a $2.80 stock. It's huge. You kind of look at this and you go, okay, it happens once every now and then when you look at the stock. You don't get monstrous wicks like this. And I was thinking, okay, someone's trying to sell down because of that, maybe the stuff that's happening in Iran. Yeah, I got spooked by the price action. I'm not going to lie. I did hit out, and it sucks because it closed at its highs. Yeah, if you look at the daily candle, you don't look at the intraday stuff, you're like, wow, that's a fucking great move. And the day after is probably going to be even fucking better. It'll probably break $3. Yeah, what can I say? I'm a paper hands bitch that thought he could save money by, you know, stopping out early, not waiting for it to bottom out at 270. And yeah, what can I tell you guys? I made a mistake. I thought it was correct. Thought it was the right thing to do. High volume fucking pukes all over the bid. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that one. It is what it is. I got it wrong. NWH though. Beautiful little break. Sensational. Let's actually open up I haven't seen the hour chart, I don't think. Okay, much of a muchness. But beautiful. Beautiful. It broke to the upside, and intraday will bring it open because I caught it right at the end of the day. It came back down to VWAP, so once it broke, I was kind of, I was eyeing it off as it was pushing up, and I was like, fuck, I don't want to pay the highs. So where's the best place to buy, guys? Where's the best place? Oh, VWAP, you know the answer. You know the answer. When something's running away from you, where's the best place to buy? Oh, VWAP. I should clarify, it's the best place for me to buy because this is not financial advice, etc. So obviously I didn't bottom ticket. I was queued for it, but I ended up taking a little bit, 38, 39, 40, and I think 41. My average is 40, so I'm happy with it. Happy. I think it's 40 point something. Anyway, really good entry, I think. We'll see how it goes overnight, and it closed at its high of day. I think it's 748. It closed in auction. Yes, it closed at its high, 748, and that just looks like a sensational daily chart. I know what you guys are thinking. Wow, Demo, you're buying the highs. You're not buying the lows. If you're a proper trader, you'd be buying down here at the lows. Yeah, like a fucking idiot. Let me know how that goes. Buy high, sell higher, baby. That's the motto. What are we targeting? Well, something good. I mean, I think it's really obvious, guys. What are we targeting? Takes them off when it gets there. and then see how it goes. See if it pushes through. The important part is, does it push through? Now, the thing I like about trading higher highs is once it does break, you don't have any stuck volumes, right? So, for example, here on this stock, you've got this many shares traded, and there's a good portion of shares that were bought here and likely held. And what happens is sometimes people like to sell for break even, right? They don't like to sell for a loss, they like to sell for break even. So you end up with a resistance. That's why there are resistances in the chart. But once you break through, you no longer have resistance. You just have round numbers like $8, for example. Psychological round numbers to sell at. And news and catalysts and, you know, global events and stuff like that. So just general market momentum. But you have one less level of resistance, and that is previous buyers. So that'd be great if it cracks. We'll try and target 8. Again, the moment I sense weakness, getting the fuck out of there. So, whether this is a 1-day hold, 2-day, 3-day hold, makes no difference to me. $8 will be a nice target, but does it get there? No fucking idea. We have NHC, which is, another coal stock. This one, fucking beautiful. How beautiful is that? Right. Basically, the similar, if not the same chart to Whitehaven Coal, intraday anyway. Whitehaven on the daily, I don't like it as much. It's not as clean. There's a pivot here, but it's kind of trading in the middle of a range, whereas NHC is trading just beautifully. Hit the pivot, recovered. Mwah, chef's kiss. All right, guys, I think that's pretty much it, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.